And that takes us to my 10th observation. Now we're only in verse 8. Jesus is the Alpha and Omega, the Almighty. Jesus embodies all the attributes of God the Father. As Hebrews says, Jesus is the exact representation of God the Father, who's invisible. Jesus said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. What does that mean? Simply this. If we just apply the big four most well-known truths or attributes about God, we can say this. God is all-powerful, all-knowing, all-present, all-loving. That means all-powerful is omnipotent. Omniscient is all-knowing. Omnipresent is all-present. And all-loving, that he is good and gracious, he's faithful, he's just. But those are just truths. How do we apply them? Let me show you. Jesus wants us to put this theological box around our life that we find in verse 8. If we use those four attributes as a divinely built car that we drive through life in, knowing nothing can get into our car's interior, that the God we know is defined by his word hasn't chosen to enter our space. Now, the reason I'm saying that is I just read about the latest Lexus. It was on Bloomberg. They said that it has the most amazing system where it's actually totally airtight and no air comes in except what comes through their system. And it's totally filtered. And I thought about being in this little bubble where you're surrounded by steel and high-tech stuff and filters. Okay, so look at this slide. Nothing is going to get into our car like that Lexus, except what's in here. Nothing gets to us that God didn't know about in advance as being best for us. That's what omniscience means. God knew ahead of time what would be best to have enter our car. What can get by the filter of his omniscience? What can get by the filter of his omnipotence? See this? There's nothing that God didn't allow as being best for us, and that God didn't plan as being best for us, and that God is not right there with us during its arrival. So God knew it was coming, omniscience. He was powerful enough to filter it out if he didn't want it. He is so loving, he knows what's best for us, and he's there with us when it arrives. Now let me illustrate that. We can apply the attributes of God to all of our struggles and fears. I just read again that right now there is a mental health crisis, that people are scarred, that people are injured, that people are permanently emotionally disabled because of COVID. For all the things. I mean, they've been living in anxiety they're going to die. Then they've been living in anxiety their mask wasn't right. And then they're not sure whether they have enough of the boosters and of the COVID shots, or they're not even sure they should take the COVID shots, or they're convinced that they're poison. And so there's this anxiety going on. And now they're starting to unmask, and they're having new boosters, and they're having new variants, and some countries are abandoning, and it's just caused confusion and fear and insecurity. So how do we, with our struggles and fears, how do we deal with that? Well, here is a listing of all God's 25 attributes: independence, unchangeableness, eternity, omnipresence, unity, spirituality, invisibility. These are from Grudem, okay? Now look at this. His big four I just showed you. Omnipresence, omniscience, those are the ones everybody knows. His love, God is love, and omnipotence, okay? Now watch this. We can apply the attributes of God to get our fears and our struggles and our anxieties into perspective. Let's put them into the box, okay? So we need to learn to trust God with our accidents, our financial hits, our unexpected losses, cancer, whatever we're facing, okay? So we're trusting God. God is good. He always loves us. God is omniscient. He knows everything before it happens. God is omnipresent. He's with us right here in the car. And God is so powerful, nothing can break into our car that we go through life in, that God doesn't lovingly cause to happen, omnisciently know, with us omnipresently face and all-powerfully not keep away. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, either God is good or bad. The next thing that happens to you, you lose your job, or you get a bad test, or someone tragically dies, either God is good or bad. He's either wise or dumb. He missed that one. He's either all-powerful, or he couldn't prevent that from happening. He's either everywhere present, or God is cosmically absent. Now look at this. Revelation says our responses to life's struggles declare to a watching world whether we're trusting God. So, trusting God means nothing accidentally touches us. He always loves us. He always knows us. He's all-powerful, and he's with us. There are no accidents. Nothing touches our lives that God has not planned.